Alright. Should make it easier. Okay, so what we're doing today is building a system in which to drain my one of the lights is off on them. One of the all 5 of the 10-gallon fish tanks at once. So we went to Menards and got some PVC stuff, and we're gonna show you what we're gonna do, and we're gonna test out the system and see how to go about it, and basically a proof of concept situation. So we can get we have at least one of these kind of pre-assembled. Okay, so basically we have to build a manifold first. Since there's 5 tanks, it's going to be a 5 inlet manifold with ball valves, so I can close off individual parts of the manifold if I want. And more or less the manifold, well, you know what, let's start with the beginning of the system. How about that? A U, so, yeah, those are all 10 gallons. So basically this kind of hooks over...
People messing?
Yeah, people are on. This hooks over the edge of the 10-gallon tank. Now, we can't just drill the tanks because they are tempered glass. So we kind of have to find our own solution around this. So this will sit on the edge of the tank, and we'll have some PVC coming down. We're going to measure it so that when we drain the tanks with this little hook right here, it'll only go down about to removing 20% of the water. So that way we can remove 20% of the water on all 5 of the 10-gallon fish tanks at once. Now, these will connect to this right here. Now there's going to be 5 of these in a row. This will be a manifold. And basically when we start the suction on all 5 tanks at once, they'll all go into this manifold right here and then drain out to an outlet we have for drainage purposes on the other side of the room. So, gonna take a little bit of ingenuity, a little bit of time, a little bit of proof of concept work here. Not, 100% sure it'll be, flawless, but nevertheless, I want to try it anyway because I've got 7 fish tanks down here, and if I could do anything to make draining them less of a hassle, then I'm all about that. As long as everything works correctly.
It takes them a long time.
Oh, funny. Well, it's going to get a little loud at some points too, so rip headphone users, just because part of this involves cutting a
5-foot, half-inch.
Cutting some of this so that we can connect these pieces together. And before we use the epoxy that's used to make sure everything stays tight and completely watertight, we want to make sure everything fits properly. So let's talk about the manifold a little more, just so you guys can get a better idea. So each one of these barbs represents a tank. And we'll switch this around really quick right here. This is like 3. Uh-oh. Very bad connection. So, I swear, we need to get another router hooked up in this room for these.
Whose fault is that?
Well, I mean, we've been trying to get the router to work, but you said you had a router at your place we could use, but I have yet to see it. Anywho.
Yeah, I still have to find it.
So the manifold connects like this, and each one of these barbs goes to a fish tank and connects to the hook that I just showed. So they all have they'll all have one outlet in this barb right here, and that will connect to the outlet hose where we drain all of it at once. So we've got pretty much everything to start going here. Now it's a matter of cutting these to size. So let's see. How many inches, Mike, are we supposed to have? And this probably would be helpful if we had gone and got a tape measure. Herp-de-derp.
I blame you.
Oh, blame me all you want, Mike.
You're the mastermind of the project.
I know. I goofed. It happens.
A lot more than you should.
Yeah. I think 2 inches is what we're going for. I mean, we could probably eyeball it realistically. It doesn't have to be exact. It just needs to be about right. I've got a.
There's an app on our phone.
No, I've got a tape measure upstairs in my room. It's that red auto tape measure with no batteries in it. The Craftsman, you know which one I'm talking about, right?
It's in your room?
Yeah. It should be pretty obvious where it is, I think. But I can always try and eyeball it. And see, the tube connects to the tube parts. The tube then connects to the other tube parts. The tube then connects to the tube part. Then you get a 5-way manifold. Okay. So, I'm going to set the trusty jigsaw here to PVC. And we're going to wait really quick to get that measuring tape just a bit. Don't worry, I'll edit that out. I wish. Oh, man. Now, let's see, where's the best place to do this? I mean, I guess I could just kind of... Well, yeah, I could just kind of set it on my knee and then cut it. Should work. Alright, so... Need about 2 inches. Sounds like he found it. Getting all the things because I didn't get the things to begin with.
You done goofed. Wasn't in your room.
What was it?
Bathroom.
Why the hell do I have this in the bathroom?
I don't know. This is you of all people.
Dude, I mean, at least I'm not as bad as Sam. I mean, God knows where Sam keeps half of anything. Alright, hold on. Okay.
You measured.
Now we can get to the part where we're actually trying to do. Okay, this is... Okay, good thing I didn't think it was an inch because it is half an inch. So that means we need 1 inch. And we're going to need a marker. Do we have a marker down here? I don't think we have a marker down here. You know what? I got a better idea. I'll use my knife to mark it. Unless you can find a marker. There's probably one by the table where we cut the foam. And I mark PVC with a knife. Don't try this at home, kids. I don't think pencil's gonna do the job.
No. That's only on the deck.
And I kind of got a general idea. I'm gonna try winging this.
Are you winging it?
Yeah, whatever.
Run.
Okay, this is so janky.
Oh
boy. Haha!
What?
I did a thing. I cut a tube and it went flying. But I mean, okay, and that wasn't exactly the straightest of cuts either. But you know,
Damn it, Andrew.
well, I mean, yeah, I kind of, you know what, that we could use this right here and just cut it there. Why the hell did I think of that?
I told you. This is you.
Yeah, I know it's me. You have a problem with that?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Oh, that's reasonable. Okay. I imagine I should probably have made it a little bigger than this. Okay, alright. I know, measure twice, cut once, and all that good stuff, but sometimes you just gotta take life by the balls. See what happens, you know? Okay, so this is just a little too small.
How long did you make it?
I kind of made it an inch, but then again, maybe not. Because you know what I just did? I did some janky AF stuff. Okay, we got it. We got it right here, right? And this piece was just too small. Just a little too small. Measure that. What is that?
Half an inch.
What?
3/4 of an inch.
3/4 of an inch? Okay. Well, we need it more closer to an actual inch.
We need more like 2 inches.
2 inches? I don't think we need 2 inches. Because I measured. Okay, look. Because I measured this part right here. Because it can only go in so far. It measures half an inch.
That's 3/4 of an inch.
Oh, bull.
3/4 of an inch.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, fine. I mean, a little over.
So, 3/4 of an inch.
Look,
So 2.5 inches to have a tight fit with no spacing whatsoever. So if you want a little bit of spacing, about 3 inches. If you want about 1/4 of an inch spacing.
Okay, how about this? 2 inches. We'll just do 2 inches. It'll be fine. 2 inches, because this was 3/4 of an inch and it fit kind of well, I think.
It was not. It would never be a solid.
Well, yeah, I know that. That's why we're redoing the thing. We're redoing the thing that I did wrong. And it is a shame we do not have a marker. We are doing this the complete, totally jank way. But
Oh, that's cool. The end of that R right there is 2 inches exact.
all right. Oh, okay, Mr. DIY. We're not the king of DIY, but by the way, he's a good channel. I like his fish videos. I'll hold this end sturdy and firm and such.
Why you gotta make things sound dirty?
First blows. Little over 2 inches.
Yeah, really.
All right, let me see the tube fitting. That's a very good cut, Mike. Very good. Okay. Now we find another piece of the manifold. See, 2 inches is plenty. That is what I would say is about stuff. Okay, so now that it's kind of starting to kind of come together here, this is how the manifold gets connected. So we do this a few more times, and we got a manifold. So let's do that again. Let's do it again.
Don't you start.
It's already started. It'll never end.
So,
Don't you know the fish room is always a work in progress?
no, it's not.
Totally is.
It'll never be finished.
Oh, of course it will never be finished.
Because we're always making more projects.
Well, you know, it's like... Okay, it's multiple tank syndrome, bro. That's what it's a real thing. Doctor...
Eventually there's going to be like 20 tanks in this thing. You realize that, right?
Yeah, probably. Doctor, I think I'm suffering from multiple tank syndrome. Dear
Hold on.
God.
You realize we never told you that.
Oh, well.
Where'd you go?
We only got to make a few cuts.
Sounds like it's about to come down.
Whoopsies. Make another cut on manifold. Where's another piece of the manifold? Okay, well, we can do this with the manifold. We could probably pack it in together a little more with like a rubber sledgehammer of sorts.
One's a little bit longer than the other.
It's okay. Don't worry. Just because one's a little different doesn't mean it's unusual. I mean, all in all, it's turning out pretty nice. As you do that, I twist these threaded parts a little tighter together. Okay.
That sounds so wrong.
But it feels so right. Oh, lordy. Hey, oh my goodness. Okay. 3-piece manifold. Alright. Make the next cut, sir. Do. I mean, I gotta deal with my old man sometimes fiddling with the car in the garage. You know, if you don't think that's loud. Arg, Captain Krabs. Oh, thank you. Okay, let me see. I want the manifold to kind of sit like this at some point, or do I want to do it like this?
Is it right?
I want to do it like this. Yeah, I want to do it like this. So if we do it like this, that means this part. Hoya! Use the power of my fatness. So then,
That's only 4. Bring it down.
I know we gotta make another cut.
Here.
All right, Mr. Brawny, the quicker picker-upper. This is basically adult Legos, if you didn't know. Think about it. It's just a little more expensive, but it's still plastic, right? And the things kind of fit together. It's Legos without the horrid accidental stepping of the plastic pieces. Ah! All right, one more connection, and we'll have 5-piece. You're almost there, Mike. You can do it. I believe in you. I don't care what all the other people say. You can do it. All right. Tighten down on the manifold. Ooh. Okay, there we go. Oh, there she blows.
You realize I'm also eyeing this too. After
Dude, it's okay. This is the fun of DIY. It's not an exact science. It's just kind of a pseudoscience. Oh, goodness, Captain Krabs. Okay. Don't worry. There's got to be a solution. I'll just hold it. Yeah, we'll do that. You can do it. Make the cut. Ah. Da-da-da-da.
Puppy power.
Oh no, don't you bring that Scrappy-Doo crap into this household, son. Scrappy-Doo was the most useless thing. He was an adrenaline junkie who didn't know when to say, dude, let's GTFO. He always got Scooby in trouble. I mean, okay, so that wasn't even Scooby-Doo's son. That was his nephew or something, so where's Scrappy's parents? That's what I want to know.
High as high as Scooby and Shaggy.
Okay, look, Shaggy's the one that's high. He's
No.
Okay.
And it's one episode that all of them got out of the back of the mystery van with smoke, and they were all staggering.
Okay, I don't remember that episode, but I will say this. Shaggy is the one that is a human being eating dog treats. Scooby's just a dog. Okay? So...
You see our pointless arguments at times.
Oh, absolutely. Oh. And there's the 5-way manifold. And if you're a feminist, it's a womanafold. I made a joke.
And we need another one.
Oh dear God. Oh, you're right. We do need it. Oh, we got one more piece we gotta cut. Oh God. I'm starting to wonder if this is enough of this tube. Oh my goodness. This is gonna be a very large thing, but this will sit somewhere like this on the opposite end.
If you don't drop it.
We know Jampy. All right, man. One more cut. Well, for now, but there's going to be many other cuts. There's no cutting corners when cutting things properly. See what I got to deal with? I got to deal with this physical abuse right here. What is that?
Just friends being friends.
With friends like you, I don't need enemies.
Oh, that's Jeff.
Nah, Jeff is that friend that everyone's like, yo, you ever wanted to see a bad example?
No, that's Jamie.
Okay, maybe, dude, it's a lot of people we know. Okay, let's just put it like that.
Should we call him Jamie or Jaime?
I don't know which one gets him angrier faster.
Jaime.
He's the Black Hulk. Don't make me mad. You won't like me when I'm mad. Oh, Lordy. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, Johnny. Jimmy cracked corn and I don't care. Why did Jimmy crack the corn? That sounds like a serious offense. He got off with a warning.
Where are you going with this?
I really don't know. I kind of just let the musical flow take over and go whichever direction it wants to go, man. You take the high road and I'll take the low road, and I'll win Scotland for ye.
So we don't break any
Vital.
threads.
Fair enough. Good point. Well spoken, sir. Well, excuse you. Of course. Make all the tubes. This thing is totally tubular. I'm gonna make this as punny as possible. This whole thing. This whole live
Your
stream.
whole life is pun.
Well, that's a good thing.
But you're not pun.
I don't know who that is.
It's a D&D reference.
Well, you play D&D. You have no life.
I have a life.
Okay, the life in the video game doesn't count.
I don't play video game version.
Okay, the life in the dungeon master has given you doesn't count. Just to be clear.
It's starting to get a little hefty.
Yeah, it's starting to get hefty. Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy. Hefty, hefty, hefty. So, all right, everyone.
I just saw something.
What's that?
We never thought one thing through.
What's that?
How are we gonna hang it up?
Actually, very simple. See, this is the middle tank right here. The third tank is the middle. On the back part of this, there is more cinder. So, there you go. It'll sit on the back of the cinder. Bazinga. I don't know where that's from. I just heard it on a
It's a TV show.
Is it really?
Yes. Uh-oh.
Okay, so anywho, getting back on track, everyone. This is the 5-way manifold. So basically, all the tanks have these are all inlets for the tanks. And then we have one outlet that goes to a main drain. The main drain, like in SpongeBob. So the manifold basically will allow me to drain all 5 tanks at the same time, in theory. Okay, I'm not a physicist and I'm not a plumber. So we're just kind of winging it here and seeing what happens. But I think it'll work. It's probably not airtight the way it currently sits, but we're going to figure something out. This is just kind of like a test fitting sort of thing. And we're going to painstakingly disassemble this at some later time to properly putty it up, I think. If we're not that lazy. Which, are we that lazy? I think we're that lazy. If it just works, we're not going to do anything, right? We're just going to be lazy? Probably? Probably, yeah, we're just going to be lazy. Okay.
Maybe for tonight.
Okay, for tonight. It's a multi-day project. Let's put it like that. So, manifold. The manliest fold. So, these hook on to the fish tank. Take two. To the fish tank. Basically, we have, actually, you know what? Let me bring this camera over. What am I doing? I'm a cameraman. Okay. Okay, on this fish tank, right? This hook sits on like that. We'll have a tube coming down about to right here. And basically, that's about 20% of the water line. So when we drain all of them at once, it'll stop siphoning once air comes in the system. And we'll do this with all 5 of the tanks. And basically, as you can kind of guess, this will be connected to this, the manifold, via a vinyl tube.
It's crooked.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't going to be perfect right now. Anywho, it will sit like kind of like this. This will be in the back. This will also be in the back to kind of hide it. So, it's like sitting like that on the opposite, so we can fit. So we got to do more cutting, in other words. But in theory, it'll act just like any regular old siphon tube, only distributed. And
how long do you want to make it drawn into the fish tank?
Well, okay, if we hook it in like this, and we account for the 3/4 inch, we want it to come down about here, where the beginning of this is right here, because that's about 20%. And
So
we do
about-
20% water changes every week.
So about 3 inches?
Well, let's see. Okay, putting that in water does not allow me to tighten this any easier. That is for sure. You're doing it good.
2.5?
3 inches. Let's try 3 inches, because okay, it's going to sit about right here, right? And we want it to come down to at least here.
2.5.
No, that's more like 3.5 inches. Do 3.5 inches, and we'll try that. We'll try 3.5 inches. You know what? I got an idea. We'll do a test. Do 3.5 inches. We'll close off all the valves to the other parts of the manifold. We'll connect this up, and we'll connect it to the drain line and see if it siphons. So that way we're not doing all 5. Do 3.5 inches.
Yep.
So.
Huzzah!
Wow. That is my stomach, good sir.
Yeah, it's all fat anyway.
Yeah, whatever. It's totally all muscle.
I'm more muscle than you are.
Maybe. Then again, maybe not. Who knows?
I actually work for a living.
That's true.
Doing manual labor.
Alright, Jimmy, do you need any help here?
Sure. It might be a little more green.
I'll just see what you can do. Bazinga. Okay, let me see the tubular. We're going to do it in a benign tank.
Oh,
What is it?
just about perfect.
Well, there you go. We got our reference piece. Of course, that being said, having a marker would have been the smarter way of doing things.
Hey, when you got somebody that works with a tape measure every day and can pretty much eye it almost pretty much perfect. There goes balls.
Hey, no touching the levels.
Labels.
All right. Let's try it on this tank.
Why not a tank that has nothing in it?
I mean, that would be that tank right there. That's kind of the hardest one. I want to do this tank because this tank, I have calculated and decided on my decision. Here, take your cellular device, good
Have
sir.
you already calculated your decision?
I have calculated my decision. My Dijon.
Your Dijon mustard?
Dijon? Dijon ketchup?
Dijon mustard?
Yeah. That's about as tight as it's going to be. So, okay. Let's just bring the camera forward.
And this is where funny happens.
This is where things get real.
This is where things are about to go hilarious.
This is where things get shisty, to say the least, good sir. Okay, so now we got to take our vinyl tubing and connect it to the manifold. Alright. I got to figure out how much each one of these should have. Theoretically, they should all have the same length, honestly, because that'll kind of, in theory, even out the pressure as it's being siphoned together, but I think for this quick test, we can kind of forego that rule, or... well, let's see. We'll cut it right here.
Hold on. As of right now, it won't even fit. It won't make it over to where it is.
Fair point, fair point. So,
Please throw 'em on.
I'm trying. Alright, how about
You
this?
becoming a day walker is not helpful.
Yeah, I know. I can't brain today.
Can you ever?
Sometimes. It's rare, but it happens. Okay. Let's think about this manifoldy thing here. If it were to come to this point right here.
Oh shit.
Held in place like such. Okay. This thermometer is getting in the way of my genius. Okay, it would honestly be easier to cut this with a pair of scissors. Do you have a pair of scissors?
Nope, I think I know where a pair is.
Oh, all the comments on here. Oh, that's right, I haven't replied to any of the comments. I'm sorry, guys.
You're a horrible life.
Well, I'm sorry if I'm trying to make the content for the live stream.
No, I'm gonna make the content.
You're the one making the noise. You know that much.
I'm the one actually making the device.
Well, I designed it.
You might have designed, but I'm the one making it.
Good sir.
You are the designer. I'm the creator.
Creator kind of implies that you designed it.
No.
You also might want to move your phone away from what will eventually be
The wet zone?
water.
Well, you put it there.
Oh, this vinyl is very bent. So let's take this. Let's twist it accordingly. Maybe we can probably take a hair dryer to it and undo kinks realistically.
Well, for right now, we're...
Right now, okay, so which way is off? I'm assuming this is off.
Yeah, that's off.
And this is on.
Yep. Because look down the hole.
I mean, it's all darkness in there, dude. It's straight up darkness. I don't know what you want me to do with that information. Okay. So, hold the manifold. Hold the manifold.
And this is about to explode.
No, nothing's exploding today. That'll be another video. I got an idea. We will use this to hold the manifold.
Where's your screwdriver?
My screwdriver. We were so very unprepared to do this video, weren't we?
Use.
Yeah, I know. Rub it in. I kind of just use my knife most of the time, but if you can find a flathead.
Just thought of a potential problem.
What's the potential problem?
You have a media bag on there.
Don't worry, this tank is just a test. There's really nothing of value in that tank. Hey, I'm still on here too. Talking to the peoples on the YouTube. Sound like an old fart there. I'm talking on the YouTube. What made me start this project? The fact that I've cleaned 8 tanks every week, and really don't want to spend as much time cleaning them as I do enjoying them. So I figured I would try figuring something out. Now, like I said, I don't know if this is going to work perfectly, but in theory, well, theories are just theories. Let's just leave it at that and see what happens. The price, what was it, like $35 for all this?
Yep.
So yeah, about $35. Not bad.
$35 toward madness.
Toward what now?
Madness.
Oh, towards madness. Well, I mean, if it works, it'll be like, haha.
That's if.
That's if, I know, and it's
on the first try.
Well, you know, it's well, we'll see what happens. I can't guarantee this will work, but if it does work, that'll be really cool. And we'll learn a thing or two about water physics, and we'll possibly end up getting water
Here you go,
everywhere.
Andrew. You could deal with that.
Okay. Oh. Sad face.
You might
Hold
want
this.
to clean that.
At some points. I mean, this is just a barb. There we go. See? See? You doubted my genius.
I always do.
I know.
This
To be
one
fair,
makes
I doubt yours all the time, too.
It's in the hole.
The people want to see my what now? I'm sorry. This isn't that kind of channel. If you want that kind of thing, you're going to have to go on a different website.
What?
You can go ahead and read the comments yourself. I'm not gonna say that one out loud.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here. Okay, so moment of truth. Oh, let's get a good angle at all this finagling here. Yeah, shut up, Mike. Okay.
We're both men here.
Although people consistently think Sam is a Filipino ladyboy, which is hilarious. Okay, so, peoples, please. So here's the deal. We got one tank hooked up to the manifold. I don't know how we're going to show everything here. Super wide angle lens time. Actually, I do have a wide angle lens. Why am I not using that?
I don't know.
Okay, anywho, we've got one tank hooked up to the manifold, right? And this manifold is hooked up to my Aqueon clean and fill. Well, no, not fill, just my Aqueon siphon. So we're going to use this to create the vacuum that will hopefully pull water out. Oop, oh, look, water's coming through. Water's coming through. It's got to fill up the manifold first before. Oh. This may have to sit lower.
Your thermostat low.
It's pulling water, like, consistently. I mean, granted, the kinks in the line definitely do not help. And there are a lot of heavy kinks. Like, right around here. Like this right here. This kink needs to be worked out. But my God, it's actually pulling water. Come on. Oh, there we go. More water flow. Flow, my tubular design. It's working. Dude, it's actually working. Okay, people. Check this out. Oh, God, can you get my battery? Dude, that is not cool. Okay. So, water is going into this manifold. You can see there's a little air pocket right here. But, and I wish I could show you guys. Here, let me try. Hey, don't put that in my suspenders. Okay, you can see water is being pulled. Okay, that is not a good spot to put it. Okay. Water is coming into the manifold. It is then being drained out here, over there, behind the chair where my drain is. And as you can see, the tank with the water is continuing to drain. Dude, this totally works. I mean, okay, look. Actually, yeah, you're right. No leaks and no air bubbles. We're totally being lazy. We're not going to putty this thing. Going super lazy. Okay, so dude, this was actually okay, now look. This is only one tank that it's draining, right? We got to do 5 of these at the same time to call it a success. That being said, holy crikey, we got it to sort of kind of work. It really does work. I thank my time in CAD school doing 3D drafting of stuff for my ability to kind of conceptualize different things. And now wait for it. We gotta wait. As soon as it sucked up a piece of plant.
It's still going, though.
It's still going. I mean, there's nothing restricting the plant from getting out and going in there. But once it hits right here, it'll stop siphoning.
Oh, and there goes another plant.
No, stop sucking up plants. No. Okay, maybe it's just like tiny pieces of algae, but okay,
there goes another.
Okay, you know what? I'll put a net over it, right? I'll get some netting, and it'll stop. And it stopped. There we go. It stopped because there's no more water to suck up. It's now just straight up air. So it automatically stops.
We might actually be able to get a strainer for it.
No, all you need is a net and a rubber band, dude. like the fishnet.
No,
Fishnet rubber band.
There might be a small strainer you could put on the end of it.
Oh, you mean like an actual piece? We're doing this janky AF. So, okay. You all just saw it. I just saw it. We witnessed it for first time going here. We built it from scratch. For what it's worth, we were able to drain one tank successfully. So now, we got to build
the tubes.
We do need to do that as well. But now we have to do to that. We did to that. We need to make more tube for another line. So let's try this. Let's try the tank all the way over there now.
Yeah, it would be about the same length in tube.
Exactly. So okay, I need you to cut to the same length what you did with that, which was 3.5.
Cut it. Oh, yeah.
You're the one who's cutting. In the meantime, dude, on the live stream, bro, you're gonna kill all my fish and my nostrils. You didn't even eat Thanksgiving dinner yet. How are you flatulating this bed? Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna highlight that. We're gonna move on. Things happen. Bodies do things. It's just yours is smelly AF.
You did 3 inches, right? Yeah.
No, didn't we do 3.5?
Yeah, we did.
3.5 inches.
End of the
Sharks. You are immortalized once now as the dude who farted on my live stream. Congratulations. Or as I like to say, 10 vagulations. Now what's worse is I gotta go down here to pick up the parts, which is where that smell is lingering, and I fucking hell. Oh God. Oh dear God. Why do you do this to me? You're a good friend, Mike, but my God, you need to stop doing this. Just make the cut and don't kill yourself doing it, please.
Measure twice.
Oh, measure twice, drop 5 times. Oh, all this foam is getting in the way of my genius. My ingenious design. Okay.
Hey, same at the time.
Dare you throw water at me?
I'm not throwing water at you. I'm throwing PVC at you.
You throwing shade at me, boy?
Yep. I'm throwing PVC at you.
We should have got reinforced vinyl too, because this stuff is bent. Okay, scissors, please. Skeezers.
That was just my knees that time.
Man, I'm starting to think maybe we should have got more PVC or more vinyl tubing.
It was your choice.
I know, I thought it would be enough. I was clearly mistaken. Okay. Put this on the fitting. I don't even know if they can see what I'm doing over here.
No, you walked it.
Yeah, okay. I'm not the best live streamer in the world, but can I have a piece, please? All right.
And the person who had made that comment before, you can see his back again.
Okay. So we have.
Open the valve.
Hold on. No, we got to fill that tank back up.
Uh-huh.
No, the blue tube.
The blue.
The blue tube. Not the red tube. Blue tube.
The blue pill?
Get it? Not the red tube. Since we were talking about net. Whoa! Whoa! Don't just point that at me. I know it's a ball valve on there, but bro. See what I gotta deal with, people? See the kind of crap I gotta deal with? Alright, give it pressure. Not all the pressure.
Oh,
Like half.
oops.
Otherwise, we're gonna obliterate anything inside of here.
You got about half.
Okay. You can give it a little more pressure. A little more. Oh my god. You gotta be careful. So normally I gotta do this for every single tank, one by one, which is why I'm making this manifold system.
I gave more pressure.
Give it a little more.
We need more monkeys!
Keep going. There we go. That's a good pressure. What the heck is all up here? No, that's not. Just filling the tanks back up. There's nothing really in this tank, so we're just testing things here. And then we got another thing we're gonna do for the 55 and the 40, but that's for a different day and a different video.
Increase the pressure!
We're filling up pretty good. Alright, cut the pressure. Under pressure, dun 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 dun. Okay. Bazinga. That's my new thing. Okay. So here's the dealio. Let's move this into place. Not too far away, but not too close. Okay. So I'm gonna turn the light on this tank to make it easier to view. So the 5th tank is over there. 1st tank is over there. Manifold is right here. We're going to see if we can drain both tanks simultaneously. Yeah, that's basically it. Okay, so we gotta undo this valve, right? And then we gotta use the squeeze ball to create pressure. And
Hey,
I think, dude, we're pulling water from both ends.
you realize he said, hey, cop, right? First.
Who?
The guy said, hey, cop.
Well, hold on. We're losing pressure in one of them. It possibly could be due to kinks in the line, honestly.
Okay.
Or I wonder if we put the ball valve halfway, we can even out the suction between.
Oh, that one's almost done anyways.
Kind of like on a gang valve. We even out the suction. Oh god.
Are we pulling?
I don't know.
Oh, there we go.
All these kinks in the line make it very difficult to tell. Okay, we are technically pulling water from both ends, but it's not even, and that has to do with how the pressure is set up with these ball valves on the manifold. Now, if I close off this part of the manifold, then obviously, okay, then we get pressure to come out that end. Let's close off this manifold. I wonder if we can get the bubbles out. Just get like a solid stream, right? Cut off that end of the manifold. Open both ends. There might be a little physics trick to this whole thing. We're pulling water
You know what
in
might
both
work?
ends.
Well, that one's almost finished anyways, over there. But if we found a way to do a vacuum pump like we have over there, we can have it more of an even.
Well, I'm trying to keep everything working by physics here. And honestly, part of it is because this actually would have been better if we got another elbow to make it that way so that there's less kinks. Elbow and elbow, so that way it's just a straight line. That's part of what we, this thing will have to be refined a little bit. And that's okay. Because
Well, we never planned any farther than this when we were in the store.
No, I realize, but it's kind of hard to plan for it if you don't know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah. This is the first time we've attempted this, so.
So, kind of working. Kind of not. Kind of is, kind of not. Okay, so we can see it is kind of working. If anything, I can close off the valves one at a time and just keep using a suction ball for any particular valve or for any particular tank, and that'll reduce the amount of time, even if it's not all at once.
That one's now finished.
That one's now finished, which means that one also loses suction. But if I close this off, look, it gets suction again. It's a permanent vacuum we've created. So I just close them off one by one as they finish. Okay, so cut me another 3.5-inch piece. We'll add one right here on the orange tank.
You know what? I'm actually just gonna cut all 3 pieces, so
All right, yeah, that's fine.
that way we're not.
Fediling too much. Now let me do you a solid and stop this water flow entirely. Ugh. So it's kind of
That's
working.
what she said.
Can you believe this guy?
I'm just freaking hilarious.
Oh yeah, you're so funny. Oh, you're so funny, Mike. Oh, you should be a comedian.
Oh, like your attempt at stand up
Hey, that was fun, and I rocked that place.
one time.
RIP headphone users, go.
Whee!
Kick it on over this way.
Where are you from?
You sexy thing, you sexy thing.
Hey, you have a question?
Oh, hold on, let me see. I know there's comments. Hold on, I can see it on my end. I just gotta pull up the comment thing. Pretty sure.
Are you sure?
Where am I from? Illinois. Born and raised. On the playground is where I spend most of my days.
I was born in Indiana.
Yeah, a lot of our friends seem to be born
I'm a
there.
Hoosier.
Hey, who's your daddy?
No.
Sure, what you're doing is not OSHA approved, but, whatever.
Yeah, I know. I know it's not bush approved. I will beat you with this.
Oh, man. This is great. I think that's all 3 of them, right?
You drink, stink. Damn.
They said you stink. The people have spoken. It's official.
Only because of what you did, asshole.
No, only because of what you did a few
Hey,
minutes ago. Shart.
I
Remember the one the one guy commented, saying that dude's throwing PVC scrap at me now. Throwing shade at me, boy. Hey. Stop. Stop it. Okay.
Oh. And your fresh haircut.
I just got this haircut.
Haha.
Fucking ballers, all hell, and you stop throwing that at me. Sorry, Nearite Snail. You need to go bye for now. Okay, and
You're gonna have another subscriber.
we have another subscriber. Woohoo! Where's the confetti? You didn't bring the confetti?
There's your confetti.
That's not confetti. That's toxic. That's not edible. I mean, I don't know why you would eat confetti, but this is not OSHA approved. What are you doing? Stop it.
There's your confetti.
What?
And it's getting stuck in your hair.
This is the worst confetti I've ever seen. I want my money back.
And it's stuck in your hair.
You're a terrible person.
Hey, you said where's the confetti? I'm throwing the confetti at you.
The Kofifi? You're throwing the Kofifi at me?
You have coffee?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Good.
Why do you get my hopes up?
You always get some Kofifi.
You gotta drop.
I've made your dreams dashed upon the rocks.
Just shut that just
Looking sharp.
Come on, He-Man.
He-Man? Did you just assume my gender? Oh my god. Oh, that was perfectly set up for that in every single way possible. Oh, these kinks. They're so kinky.
That's what you listen to.
Oh, I didn't know you were listening to us.
Haha, you've been stickerized.
How dare you stickerize me. Okay. Let's try a 3-tank test. Okay, we're going to need to fill the tanks again. Don't worry about those ones. I don't want to do these tanks yet until we can confirm we can get multiple running.
Well,
Because this tank is using specific water compared to that tank.
well, it's finished.
Alright, cool. Okay, so... Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Okay. A little more pressure.
Under pressure.
Dun, 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 dun. We can do a little more. That's good.
More pressure.
The pressure is mounting.
We need more monkeys.
I honestly think a lot of the reason why this is having some trouble is the kinks. If it wasn't for the kinks, I think this thing would actually work pretty baller. Under pressure, filling up the water tanks for the millionth and a half time. All right. Now this tank again. Tape measure on it, Johnny.
Huzzah!
Bastard, you know not what you've done.
Or do I?
Nope, you don't.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Are you sure you're sure?
I'm positive.
You kind of have a hard time. With that.
You can turn the pressure off now. I'm not too sure. I'm HIV positive.
You're HIV positive?
South Park reference.
This is not South Park, Mom.
We're not too sure. We're HIV positive. Okay. So, at this point, we have got 3 tanks hooked up to the manifold. We're going to see if we can drain all 3 of them at the same time. So, I wonder, you know what? I bet if we create pressure before time, I bet we can get better suction.
Oh. And that's where it met.
This creates a vacuum, dude. Okay. There's water. Okay, maybe that didn't help as much as I thought it would. We're definitely... Okay. If all these were like the same height,
Well, this one isn't.
okay, so see, it's all about balance. You got to balance the pressure in the ball valve in order to get.
Release the pressure.
But look, we are draining from all 3 tanks. I mean, okay, it's not perfect, but we're refining it.
Maybe if we increase the angle with this one?
Hey, you know what? I just realized we could totally do this.
Yeah.
Why didn't we think of that?
I was just saying it. I was literally just saying that.
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
This is not Mythbusters.
It is now. Okay. So we have water coming out of all. Okay, this is a lot better. See, we've removed a lot of the kinks, but if we block this off further, depends how far we block that off. Block this off a little bit, then it drains all 3 of them at a relatively similar rate.
It's interesting though. It's
essentially a gang valve.
It's taking more from the farther tanks than it is from the closer tank.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, there's more water in here, more weight. But I don't know how important that is. But it is important to remove these damn kinks, which means at some point we're going to have to get a double barb L connection so that these can go straight down the line and then straight down into the barb. Don't worry about it too much for right now. These are just our initial tests. But we definitely want to close off this a bit more.
It was almost no section whatsoever.
Don't worry. It's working.
For now.
It's working. See, okay, this is what I'm thinking. So we have the connections like this, okay? And then at some point we need to get like double barbed L, and then we can just have it coming straight down this way, and then straight down into each manifold connection. It'll be like another like $1.50, $2 worth of parts.
And then more hose.
We always need more hose.
Because I don't even think we have enough hose for. I think we may have enough for one more tank. We have failed, Johnny. We do not have enough hose for all 5 tanks.
We shall get more hose.
But they're
And more
closed.
We'll get more hose and more bitches. Okay, but the fact of the matter is, we did not seal any of these with anything, and they're already watertight, which is fantastic. Once
there are no leaks whatsoever.
once we get the ratios correct in here for the pressure, then legit you just keep it like that and it'll work. I'm actually really proud of this little design. It's actually working really well. I wonder who's all with us still. Hey, say something if you guys are still with us.
Hi.
We're not here by ourselves, right? We're not live streaming this for nothing, right? Say hello. Let me know you're there.
Well, one was me.
Ah, totally screwing up the skew, man. Skewing up everything.
Oh, fish tropic.
Yeah, lol. No.
What? Is that all of them?
Well, there's only 2 people in there plus you for some reason.
Sure. Van Noise, California. I think that has a possibility to include that maybe. Playing StarCraft 2 while listening to you guys.
That's always cool.
I delved a little bit into it.
Oh, we got a small leak, but that's okay.
Do we?
Yeah, nothing a little thread seal can't fix. Okay, so this one right here is kind of...
That one might not be threaded all the way in then.
I mean, that would be the logical conclusion.
Oh! Huzzah! Oh, look at that. The leak's gone.
Close off these real quick. And then we got water coming out of this one. We literally can just switch. I don't have to go back and forth between them anymore. If we can just keep doing this.
Although, we have one minor flaw.
What's that?
We're going to have to go from the back.
Well, yeah, but...
Or do we want the manifold for sucking in the front and the manifold for putting stuff in the back?
Well, here's the thing. Like I said, once we get all of these set up and we figure out the exact pressure for each of them, because they're different length hoses and all that, so once we figure that out and have it all set up, it shouldn't be a problem anymore because it's a lot like a gang valve when pushing air. Until you get all the ratios right, some are going to push more than air than others until you balance it all out. But right now, what we really just need is or L connections, L barbs, and then realistically, we just kind of have them all going at a right angle, right? And then the right angle down when it gets to the
If
point.
we create another one of these, say we have a water line come across straight into it, and we can open up the valves and just fill.
Well, I don't want to do all that because I'm experimenting with remineralized RO water at the moment.
Well, we could always do.
Well, yeah, I mean, that could be the source too, but actually, you know, that'd be kind of cool. That would actually make me way more open to just using RO, remineralized with all of them. Because if I can get enough head pressure out of that pump. But like I said, remember, there's the special adapters we need to ensure the drops per second are all the same. Actually, I got that idea from the King of DIY on YouTube.
Okay.
He's got the right idea when it comes to that. He's got a continuous drip system, which is so awesome. But I can't do that. He's got well water too, which is why he can do it, because he doesn't got to pay for the water. But the continuous drip system requires you to have a drilled tank, a hole in there. So as he puts water in down here, old
We
water.
could possibly.
No, you can't. It's tempered glass. It'll shatter.
No. Not drilled though.
What are you talking about? Spit it out.
Well, hold on. Nope, never mind.
Backtracking a little bit.
Yeah, just a bit. I was thinking about we have almost a continuous drip coming down from the top. We have no way for it to
Exactly. The reason why we're not doing continuous drip, which is what I would honestly prefer, is because these can't be drilled tanks. Which is why we're doing this funky setup. But to be honest, this funky setup is working a lot better than I actually thought it would, just because I thought it would be
more
like...
pressure.
Yeah, okay, look, legit, it's because of the kinks causing uneven pressure and the fact that we need to go back to Menards and get the L barbs. It's too bad Menards is closed right now. Put pressure here. Try it. It's also a shame we can't get the air all completely purged out. I mean, it might be a vacuum in there, but maybe there's air in there too. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's air in here, which is why it's not purging all the way.
Close it. To close.
And let it go. It's a slow system, but once we get the T's in place, there won't be any problem with kinks.
It's also having.
So, okay, for what it's worth, people, we've got 3 tanks being able to be drained at the same time, more or less. But, with a wag of my finger, but, it'll take time to figure out the exact pressure, because on this manifold we have a bunch of ball valves to control the flow of water. And that's important because it's not an even pressure coming in from each tank. So we need to be able to customize the pressure going into the manifold from each tank. Once we can do that properly, which means getting all the kinks out of the line, which means we're going to have to take a hair dryer to these to warm them up to get the kinks out. But that shouldn't be a problem. And then once you get the T valve or the T barbs, then there just won't be kinks at all to begin with. And then we can have them in the back, and we can adjust them up front here, but then we'll put them in the back where the plastic backing on the lid will hold them in place properly. And we'll go to like Joann Fabric and get some like netting like that. We'll just put a rubber band over the net. And that way the shrimp won't get sucked up into the manifold system. So, yeah. For the most part, it seems to work.
Now that one doesn't want to.
Part of it is you got to get the line all the way down to be pulling water so that it continuously creates the vacuum to pull it. It's going, but slowly. But the point is, it's going.
The viewers haven't given you the tip, though.
My tip?
Yeah.
What tip?
I put a sticker on your shoulder.
This guy. Can't see him in the frame right now, but this guy. Love him and hate him at the same time. So, in other words...
There are no other words.
Well, no, the other words is the fact that I was right about this manifold system actually working for the most part. As a proof of concept, one way or another, it is, for all intents and purposes, working. For real, like legit. So, and it's working without us having to do any sort of permanent fitting. So if I ever need to disassemble it for some reason, then, you know, whatever. But this is cool. This is actually really cool. I mean, yeah, some tanks are slow to drain, but now instead of having to go into each individual tank I can just squeeze the pressure ball on this outlet portion.
Squeeze that ball.
The only problem is now I need to get like a quick disconnect so I can hook up like the siphon to clean the other two tanks now. Unless we get the Y or T valve, whichever we're gonna get. If we get the Y valve with barbs and put it on there, then legit all we gotta do is twist, and then the power of the motor from the canister filter will push the water into the outlet. But then if we have it on that outlet, that'll create water pressure back here, which actually is not that big of a problem if we have these closed off. Well, the thing is we don't want them. Well, no, we're going to have to close them off regardless at some point. It might be a good idea to put somewhere in this line a master close valve. So that way...
We could probably put that where the hose is going in. Instead of the 5/8 going in, we put a master
master ball valve.
Yeah, put a master ball valve right there before putting the line in.
Yeah, I like that idea. We'll put a master ball valve right here. And what we'll do, because then we can shut off the entire thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then over there, where that connection is to the wall, we're going to get more vinyl tubing. And what we'll do is we'll put a T connection. And
yeah, a T connection will work.
Yeah, T connection will be fine for right now. That won't include the 40 gallon, but the 55. So the T valve connection right there, basically water will come down and it'll go in there and it'll build pressure back this way, but it'll be blocked off by the master T valve here, and then it'll go out the hole.
Unless we put the master valve back here.
No. I want the valve. Well,
if you put the valve back here, you don't have to deal with that extra amount of the water coming all the way down the line up here.
That is true. That is very true.
Because you're talking about what? 10 foot of
10 foot of backwater, yeah. This guy's farting again.
Stop.
Okay, well, I mean, there's a few ways we can do it. I kind of want the master valve to be close by, because if there's a reason for me to shut it off, I want to be able to do that easily.
It would be so easy.
I have to walk around. I have to think about how I want this.
We could always...
Well, actually, you know what? Going backwards on the squeeze ball might be bad for it. So maybe putting it at the end is a good idea. So. You smell so bad. I just want you to know that. Like, dude, bro. Like, I can't even...
Oh, we had drip.
Where?
Coming out of the manifold.
Which part of the manifold?
I don't know. I just saw the drip. It could be coming from all the way from the end.
It's coming from this one. This one's not screwed in as far as it should. But anywho, folks, okay, so we've got 3 tanks hooked up to the manifold. We know the concept does work for the most part. It needs some fine-tuning. We're going to have to add a few more pieces of PVC to help keep all the lines nice and straight, and so they don't get kinked.
Yeah.
And we're also going to put a master valve over near the end where everything drains out to, because ultimately we plan on having the 55-gallon tank be able to drain itself by using the power of the motor from the canister filter. Instead of water coming out of the outlet into the tank, we'll have a diversion set up where we turn a valve, and then the water gets diverted to an exit hose that goes into the main drain of all the water in the fish room. And what that does is it basically means they don't got to go in with a siphon.
Yeah.
I just got to turn a valve and then bazinga.
Another thing I like to add. It's interesting that we were able to make this for half the price of what the one manifold would have cost for the same amount.
Yeah, by building the manifold custom, we saved a lot of money because they did have pre-made manifolds, but it was made out of brass and copper. So for that reason, it's just a lot more expensive.
That was about
that was
65.
It's like $65, but for $35, we built all of this
And with tubing.
and with tubing and everything. So it just goes to show DIY.
And the other ends as well.
Yeah.
Where it would have been just 65 for just the manifold alone.
Yeah. See, now, I'm glad we did it. Plus, we don't got to deal with like corrosion or anything.
Whereas copper doesn't really corrode that.
Well, I mean, yeah,
Because
brass. I mean, they're relatively inert, but there could be some.
Why do you think they've been using? Some houses have copper piping for hundreds of years, and they never have to replace.
That's true, but if you also notice, newer houses that have RODI water for the whole house don't use copper tubing because RODI water will eat copper tubing for breakfast. Water naturally wants to absorb anything it comes in contact with if there's nothing in it. So pure water, like RODI water, will just eat the minerals away and then eventually leaks everywhere. So there's reasons why they don't do that. They use stainless steel in those cases, I think. But anywho, so guys, hey, thanks for joining us on the live stream. I know this was a long one, but hey, I mean, we built it all from scratch here, and you saw us build pretty much all of it, I think. If the video quality is good enough, I'm praying it is. I know we had some small connection issues during the beginning with signal strength and all that, but we're almost an hour and a half into this live stream, and this has probably been the most productive live stream that I've done in terms of building the custom tank manifold system and drainage. This is something I've been wanting to do for a really long time, but haven't had the money, like spare money, to do it. But I did.
Or the help at the time.
Yeah, so everything kind of came together today, and more or less it turned out pretty good. So I'm happy with it for now. It's going to be improved, and you'll see videos of the improved version. And then once I have the final version, I'll make a 4K resolution proper video of the entire thing and show how it works so that other people in the aquarium hobby can build the same thing if they want for their tanks. It's a very easy thing to build. Like, for real, it's just basically adult Legos. So,
with a little bit more work.
Yeah, but all in all, definitely worth the $35. So,
and at least try to be 18, because, or if you're younger, have parents. Because
yeah, well, okay, yeah. If you're young, have your parents help you. But long story short, the concept works. It just needs fine tuning. Like I said, in future videos, we'll be going over that. So thanks for watching, guys. If you like the live stream and you're not already subscribed, hey, well, consider subscribing. We'd love to have you. Every once in a while, have live streams, yada yada. You know, I'm just doing the standard outro. You guys have heard me say it a million times if you're watching this. So I'll just let you guys go. Thanks for watching, everyone. And yeah, have a good one.